Blackjack TV, as well as the Baldy's Podcast Network. I am honored and privileged to have a very special guest on today's show. Her name is MARLENA Johnson. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Now, I do this show basically a sports show, but every now and then I have special guests I like coming on my show, and especially when it's local people. So, I'm always out there trying to help out some local people and do what they do best as well. But what I like to do with my guests, mine, is I like to ask them about their journey. How did it start? For those folks out there who don't know, how did your journey start?
Well, I grew up in a musical family. My mother was a classically trained flautist, and my older sister has been singing since the age of 5. I was like super shy, so I got a late start. I started when I was about 17.
Okay.
On stage by myself.
Wow.
Just doing like theater school and everything. And then once I graduated high school, I blossomed a little bit more and won a local competition called New Bedford Idol.
I remember that. I do remember that. I do remember.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Definitely boosted my confidence. I ended up winning that competition, and my younger sister Kelsey came in second place. So. It's all family.
What an awesome family. What really made you decide to think that you were really that good?
I always knew I could sing, but I was just so shy, and I've always been afraid of rejection.
Right.
But there just came a point in time when everybody around me was surrounded by like theater people and people in show choir and chorus and all that, and everybody around me was doing it, and I knew I could do it. So it was just taking that step. And then once I got in the swing of things, I realized that I really do have a gift, a talent gift, but I also have a gift that I need to share that. I think that's what has motivated me just to keep going.
When you decided to sing and you graduated high school, where did it lead to after that?
Well, after I graduated high school, I got into the workforce and I was, working.
Okay.
But I think my first start with like being a professional vocalist was when I competed in the Miss Bedford pageant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was my first pageant. I actually had two routes I could have went down. I had this potential residency in management behind it, or I could compete in the Miss America program, Miss New Bedford, and ultimately I decided to move to New Bedford, and I ended up winning. So that was like my first catapult into like the professional world of performing, and being in the community, and being on stage. That's kind of where it started.
And by doing a pageant, that probably gave you a lot of confidence.
Oh yeah, even preparing for Miss New Bedford, because in the Miss America program, there's all the stages of competition. You have a private interview with judges, on stage question, eating wear, swimsuit. So talent, there's a lot of preparation that goes into competing in a pageant. It's not necessarily what people think it is at face value. There's a lot, and it teaches you discipline, and it definitely is a challenge, but it gives you that confidence and prepares you for life, even after pageant.
Now, what type of music do you sing? Let's get into that.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I sing all types of music. When it comes to like covering songs, I sing all genres. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, Amy Winehouse. I have a little alternative rock as well. Some of my greatest influences are like emo bands, which surprises some people. But overall, if you had to put it in like a category, I'd say I sing like R&B. You know what I mean? If it had to be in a category, but I'm all over the place. Fleetwood Mac, Billy Joel.
Wow.
Yeah, the alternative rock.
Now, do you write your own music?
Starting last year.
Really? Okay. Let's hear about that.
I just started writing music. I mean, I've always written poems and stuff like that, but I was so shy. I was very quiet. And I held back a lot.
Right.
So literally when, everything happened with coronavirus, we're kind of like forced to just be in the house. And we had at the time in-home studio. So it was just like the perfect time. So I wrote my first song, and eventually it turned into an EP. So I released a 5-song project last year called Come to Me, all self-written with some collaborations, but everything came from my soul.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and co-produced as well. I helped make assisted on the tracks, producing the tracks. Jordan Fernandez, he produced the entire EP. So it was fun to be a part of it, like all the way through. So it's not just writing music; it's having that musical sense where you can like contribute to like the beat, the track, the instrumental.
Because it's coming from you.
Yeah,
It's coming from you.
yes. It's a beautiful process.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you want to do in your future? What do you want to do?
What's your future ambition? What is it
you want to do?
A future ambition. I feel like I'm always like changing my mind. What I do what is like steadfast is like a one-woman show, like an every night show. I also want to pursue like modeling and just continue to create music and just build on my brand, and then also just create an amazing life for my daughter.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
So just stay busy doing what I love. So every day, when I have to work, it's fun. And I like to inspire.
I think you're going to do that.
I think you're going to do that. No doubt about it. But tell us a little bit more about yourself that we may not know.
Okay. Well, a lot of people do know that I'm second oldest of 6 children. So that's been a big part of my life, is just being in that role model position for my siblings. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and what else do people not know? What did I say?
What do you like to do in your spare time?
I really like to shop. I know it sounds so corny, but I really like thrifting and secondhand used items. I've been actually selling on eBay for like over 10 years.
Really?
So yeah, I have a good eye for those types of things. I love clothes, I love fashion. I love chilling.
Especially now with the COVID and the pandemic. I mean, we had no choice but to do chill. You know what I mean?
Go for a walk.
Yeah.
I like that type of stuff.
That is great. So now we got to get into some other things. I'm just trying to see where we can take this. Who are your musical influences?
My greatest musical influence, hands down, as corny as it sounds, is Michael Jackson.
Why does it sound corny?
I don't know, because he's like the greatest of all time, so everybody's going to say Michael Jackson. Like, music wouldn't be what it is today, or even then, without Michael Jackson. But musically, he's definitely my greatest influence. And Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. It's so sad.
Very, very, very sad. You know, what a great talent. What a phenomenal talent.
Yeah. So, Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse. I love Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
And I love Billy Joel. I love Stevie Wonder.
That's great, because you have a variety of genres, so that's pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's also too, like growing up in a household being mixed. You know, my mom was black, my mother was white. Different musical backgrounds, tastes in music. So my mom's playing Meatloaf and Billy Joel. My dad was playing Michael Jackson, Boyz II Men. So
that's great.
Yeah, it was awesome having the different influences growing up.
Now, where are some of the places you have
performed at?
I performed at my high school graduation. In front of 5,000 people.
What?
Yeah. I sang Miley Cyrus. That was my first biggest crowd. That maybe, besides being on American Idol, probably performing in front of millions of people at home. in person, I would say that my high school graduation had to have been the biggest physical crowd. But I've performed in Orlando, I've performed in Pennsylvania, I've performed in London, I've performed in Eastbourne, Sunderland.
Damn. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did. American Idol brought me to Hollywood and San Francisco as well. So I performed out there in California, and then being Miss New Bedford, that brought me down to Florida, so that was cool. Performed in a couple different states, New York City.
Girl, been everywhere. Wow.
There's still more places to go.
Now, talk to me about American Idol. Tell me how the experience was.
American Idol was a lot of fun. I was younger, and I always reflect on this experience because, you know, had I been a little bit older and maybe a little bit more mature and maybe aware, like I'm a mother now, so everything in life for me just feels different.
Yeah.
Say if I had that opportunity now, I would have handled it differently. It was a great experience overall. But I think like on the show, it's overwhelming and it moves really fast. So basically what happened on my thing is I made it through the initial audition with Jennifer Lopez, Harry Connick Jr., Keith Urban. Those are the judges. I know J-Lo.
Oh,
I know. I had to look She gave me the yellow ticket, the golden ticket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I made it through there, and then I went back for Hollywood, and I made it through the first round, second round, and then it was like group rounds, and it was like featured on the show. It was this little bit, and basically I ended up forgetting the words to "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. But they, the story ended up being like a victory. We still made it through, even though I forgot the words. I was able to like kind of like ad lib and like flub my way through it in a professional way.
Right.
And the groups before me, like when they forgot the words, they were like looking at each other, like didn't know what to do. So they took my story and like even though she forgot the words, she still made it. But ultimately, I made it top 75. A great experience.
It sounds like it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
Wow.
Made some great friends too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you.
Everyone's like, "You killed it, girl." I'm like, I literally cringe because like just it's on YouTube. Like literally the way that I just delivered my. I wasn't even saying any words. And like you think you know that song,
Right.
"Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. Like it's just that's like a standard.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the words, and I knew I didn't know the words too.
Now, how did it feel performing in front of that talent? J-Lo and them?
Oh yeah,
Keith Urban?
That's a different type. Like that's on a whole another level of like just the cameras and no one's in the audience for the portions that I would like the first round, like the group round, whatever.
Right.
You got your contestants in the audience, but there's no live audience yet unless you make it to like the top 24. Then there's like a live audience. But just knowing that like J-Lo's just staring at you and like it's too much. It's too much. And like she even asked me, she's like, "Girl, you ready for this?" Like, she could see right through me. I was so young. I'm like, I think I'm ready. But like now, I'm like looking back now, like being like mother, all the life experiences I've been through, But that ship has sailed, and that's fine, and I'm okay with it. It was still a good it was still a good experience. I'm happy when I think back on it. I'm so happy about it.
I think it's going to turn out pretty well for you. I really do. Now, if people want to get in touch with your music, how do they get in touch with your music?
Okay, well, my music's available everywhere. It's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. You can look up Marlena, Marlena. I'm also on YouTube and SoundCloud. I perform live weekly on a streaming app called Trubify, Trubify, Trubify.
Make sure y'all tune into that.
Yes, I'm there. I usually perform every Wednesday. I try to get in there on Fridays as well. But that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I'm all my stuff's on Spotify. It's there to hear.
That is great. That is great.
Thanks.
So proud of you.
Thank you. More coming too. We're working.
Yeah, matter of fact, you was telling me about. I think you were working on 2 months, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
It was a
An
EP.
EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, an EP. Well, when the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
we had no choice but to get to work. So that's when I wrote my first song, "Come to Me."
Yeah.
And we ended up developing an entire project, and we released it in June. Actually, we released it June 29th, 2020, which is the day Michael Jackson passed away. June
Oh
29th.
man.
Had to honor him in some way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we released Special. We released a music video. I wrote Unspoken for my mother, who passed away 3 years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
That's all right. Well, it is fine. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
It happened. Things happen.
This is where I said it, like, it's all right. Like, so cold, but you just get used to it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, do you think your daughter is going to have any talent like you?
Oh, I think so. She's
yeah?
already belting.
Oh,
She
wow.
can already like match pitch. It's
Wow.
so funny. She goes, "Pop Joe!" Like she just sings so full, like,
Yeah.
and she can match pitch, and that's how I know. But even if she ends up singing, not being the best singer, I'll still be proud of her.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to know what is it like performing? I'm gonna keep it real. Your sister's very famous.
Mhm.
Do you feel any pressure because it's your sister?
No, I actually feel really blessed that Samantha is like, when you were talking about musical influences, she really was the first
Right,
person.
right.
But I wanted to give like a celebrity example,
Right,
like Michael
exactly,
Jackson, whatever.
exactly.
But Samantha having that talent to look up to, like every time she sings, I feel all the tears in my face because
Wow.
I'm so incredibly proud, and I'm just in awe at how like beautifully like she sings. Like it's incredible to me. It's like, to me, I'm so proud of my sister, and I don't care. I'm gonna say she's just right up there. She sings just as good as Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey.
I hear you.
Nobody can
Yeah.
convince me otherwise.
There you go.
So definitely no like pressure to be as good because I'm talented as well. I'm more proud, if anything.
I like that.
Yeah.
You guys think you ever do anything together?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely like we performed at the Red Sox. We've had a couple big auditions together. We've done some stuff in New York City. Because I also have another sister. I actually have two other sisters, but the three of us, Samantha, Kelsey, and myself, sing as a trio. But life happened, and we live separately now.
Right.
But I do believe that we will come back together, and because our harmonies are heavenly.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I'm not afraid to like toot my own horn in that regard.
Y'all gotta check her out. You gotta check her out. I'm gonna tell you something. You gotta check her out.
It's that sibling or harmonies. I just lost the word, but it's something about the siblings. We just blend.
Yeah.
Blend. It's like, it's beautiful.
I wish we could play some of your music, but we will. We'll do something.
All right.
We'll do something. We'll make it work.
Okay.
But again, I'm so happy you're on the show, and if there's anything I could do, I'm gonna help you out. It's I'm honored. I'm very honored.
It's been dry this past year.
Yeah.
Dry.
No Cape Verdean parade, which has really upset me because that's my thing. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
No Portuguese feast.
No, but yeah.
And that's the largest Portuguese feast in the world.
It is.
And not to have it,
it is
like abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, definitely.
I feel like we're kind of easing our way back in.
Well, I hope so because it's been tough for a lot of people, and locally we've lost a lot of people, through the virus and the pandemic, and it's been real tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And this is what kind of got me through the hard times, is being able to do the podcast and doing things that I like to do, like sports and talking to people like you.
Yeah.
And it's an honor and a blessing. I have so many people out here that I want them on my show. I've had Chop Stern.
Mm-hmm.
I got him on that. Okay. But I mean, I've been The Rock's been on. You know what I mean? So I feel honored to be able to have them on my show.
Right.
And it's been a great thing during this pandemic. It's been great for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sing like you. Charlie Perry won't let me on his show.
Why?
Because my voice.
Come
Oh, man.
Wait.
I get that. Look at the clock. I don't know, man. Nobody will let me sing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah. More like a nightmare. But you know,
Hey, whatever.
tell me about what kind of movies you like.
Movies?
Yeah, I want this.
All right. I like Beetlejuice. I like Titanic,
Okay.
The Outsiders, Karate Kid, Fox and the Hound.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really like, I don't watch new movies. I'm not, Rush Hour 2. I really like Jackie Chan. So I'll watch Jackie Chan movies. I like, some Lifetime movies. I like murder. I don't like murder. I'm not supporting
okay.
murder.
Oh, okay.
I like suspense.
Okay.
I like crime.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Forensic Files.
Yeah. Now, I happen to check out one of your videos about, now here's what I do know, cooking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Well, now, what do you cook normally?
Well, I try to eat very healthy.
I saw that.
Okay. I do try to eat very healthy. My mother was very, she didn't let us in the kitchen. She kicked us out of the kitchen. So I didn't grow up learning how to cook. I taught myself in my, mid 20s, I'd say.
Okay.
I started learning how to cook. But I don't know what do I cook. Just stuff, I'm not a chef, but I can cook.
All right, cool. That's good.
Shepherd's pie.
Oh, I like that. Oh, hey.
Shepherd's pie.
Hey.
That's every holiday we have shepherd's pie.
Yeah. I'm good with that. Cool. Very healthy for you as well. A couple of the things I want to discuss with you is I'm trying to get the viewers to get a feel for you. You know what I mean? Things you like to do. We've always spoken about that. I want to get back into your music thing again in a second, because that's why we're here. To promote you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you can promote yourself. You don't need me. But I mean, you got the platform, you got everything going, and I'm sure you're going to do fantastic.
Thanks.
But
I'm happy things are starting to open back up.
Yeah.
Because right before the pandemic hit, I had booked a job with a wedding band on Martha's Vineyard.
Okay.
And all the weddings got canceled. So
Yeah.
But it's picking back up. Got a couple booked. I got signed to a modeling agency recently.
No way.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay. Well, I've always wanted to be a model, even before I wanted to be a singer. My dreams as a child reflect back, like, what did I dream of doing when I was a child? And I was too nervous to sing. I knew I could sing, but I was like, I wanted to be like a dancer or a model or a fashion designer. Those were like the things I really wanted to do. So, during this pandemic, I've just been like reflecting. I don't want to let that little girl go. I want to chase.
Right.
I want to go after my dreams. So, I just went after it. I got some photos done and I submitted to like 30 modeling agencies.
Wow.
I ended up hearing back from about 4, and I signed with one in Boston. And now it's just waiting for that first job. And then I'll really be a working model.
What kind of modeling are you going to be doing? Like,
Well, just like modeling for certain brands, certain companies, maybe a commercial. But ultimately, I really would love to do that. That'd be, a little bit of money, some experience.
Yeah.
But I just really would love to develop my brand some more, the MARLENA brand. Yeah, that's mainly it. I want to do like more music videos. I want to do some dancing. Like Tyra Banks. I want to be like Tyra Banks.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's nothing.
Somebody I looked to when I was growing up.
Now, these endeavors that you have been doing, are they expensive? Like, put the videos together or like EPs, is it expensive? And what goes into it? Because I don't know.
Well, I'm lucky that my partner in crime, Jordan Fernandez, is so talented behind the boards. So when it comes to, making a track that is mine, so I don't have to go, say, on a website or pay somebody to make an instrumental for me.
Right.
Jordan will do it for me.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah. So Jordan he produces just about all my music. Sometimes we outsource and people are willing to give me their tracks. But yes, if I didn't have that, then I would have to buy the track. And then I'd write the songs and I'd have to pay to record, and that's an hourly rate. But we have an in-home studio, and Jordan's the bomb, so he hooks me up, and so that in itself is an hourly rate, and that goes from like 35 up until whatever people charge per hour to record. And then you got to get it mixed, which is expensive if you want a good mix. And then you got to get it mastered. That's expensive. Then you got to get it distributed to all the places, Spotify and Apple and iTunes and all that. That has a little bit of a fee as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a yearly fee, but fee. Then you have to have cover art, and then you need to take photos, and then the music video. Everybody's got to get paid. But if you have a strong network, which we do, we actually own a studio in New Bedford. We just opened it. Jordan and I partnered together. We opened up Studio 20 NB. The pandemic has stopped us from, has halted. We're like at a halt right now in regards to getting an actual space. Maybe wait till things open up a little bit more. But during the pandemic, we did solidify our studio. And we probably have about a dozen clients who come and record their music. And
really,
Studio 20 MB.
Oh man, we gotta promote that. We gotta promote that as well.
So, but yeah, if I didn't have all the connections with having my own studio and having an engineer by my side, then yes, it would be very expensive.
I can imagine,
If you want to do it the right way, you can do it other ways, but I would love to have a good mix, get it mastered, get some nice cover art, promote it. Costs money.
Maybe we could do something to help you out. You never know. You never know with the Conn Man. You never know.
Hey, music coming too. So we put out the EP last year, and it's done pretty well. And we immediately got back to work with a different vibe, more of like an R&B vibe. My Come To Me EP was more like a dance pop kind of vibe. So we've been working on like some more like R&B, a little bit more of an urban feel, maybe a little hip hop tracks. So yeah.
Now, when you write the music, does it just come in your head, or how is it something you may see, or how does it happen?
I'm not necessarily. I'm new to writing music. Some people like Michael Jackson and other artists, it just comes to them. They're walking in the park and they hear something and they gotta put it down real quick. Like my younger sister Kelsey, it just comes to her. For me, my process is I get the track first and I bond with the track, and then I come up with the melody, and then we just build from there. It's not like I'm laying in bed and a melody just comes to me.
Right.
That's not how it works for me. Maybe it's because I'm a newbie.
Yeah.
But once I do get in the zone, it just comes to me. My EP come to me. It just comes to me. And I know Jordan is. I know I'm so proud of that EP.
Yeah.
And I feel like in my opinion, I feel like it's timeless. If you listen to some of those songs, and then my one song, Special, it's a jam.
I gotta check it out. I gotta no doubt about it.
Music. That's good vibes. I'm all about a vibe.
That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm gonna definitely check it out
all right.
as soon as I get home. But anyway, you have any questions to ask me?
So what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I do this.
Okay.
I'm recently retired. Department of Corrections. I worked there over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a high school basketball referee, so I do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I do all over. I'm all over. I'm independent referee. I referee all over.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I play a little ball. I do my thing.
You shoot some hoops.
Yeah, I got little skills, man. I got you looking at. I got skills, bro. Now, yeah, ask about me. But that's understandable, man.
I did, yeah, in high school. I played for 5 years.
Now, I know a lot of great volleyball players that came out of high school.
Stephanie House, Billy DePina.
Bingo. There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I sat the bench and they went the quarter. Yeah,
Neil, my man Neil. I grew up with Neil.
Really?
Since he was about 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I know everybody. Eddie Rodriguez, I know the whole crew up there, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm proud of New Bedford. I'm proud.
Yes, absolutely. That's why I do the damn things, because I'm proud of where I came from. You know what I mean? So this I love doing this.
There's something special about New Bedford pride. There's something special about the spirit in New Bedford that isn't necessarily in other places. Not that I've traveled everywhere in America, but there's something special about New Bedford and the pride that we have here.
Like I do other podcasts. I do one called All Ball Chicago. I do one out of there. I do one out of New Jersey. And I always bring up New Bedford. I always bring up, no matter what I do, I always bring up New Bedford because, we've gotten a bad rap. New Bedford's gotten a bad rap. Some of it deserved, but a lot of it not.
Right.
And we got a lot of great diversity and a lot of great people down here, so.
I have an obligation to my city. As a former Miss New Bedford, I could never turn on my city.
Right.
And I was Miss Fall River a couple years after Miss New Bedford, but there's nothing, and I support Fall River.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not going to talk about enough Fall River. I think it has a beautiful place.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Places, but I'll never turn on New Bedford. I'll always come home.
Now, talk about the pageant in Bedford High. Tell me a little bit about that. How was that like?
Miss New Bedford?
Yeah, that's that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work because when you're crowned Miss New Bedford, Miss Fall River, you then have to start preparing for your state pageant, which would be Miss Massachusetts. And this was my first time in the pageant system.
Okay.
So for me to be a newbie to come in and then win my first pageant, I was shocked myself. Because a lot of girls, they compete a few times and then they win.
Mm-hmm.
So it was wonderful. And something too that I noticed, and I don't know if it's like an official statistic, but being a woman of color, there's only really ever been one other Miss New Bedford who was a woman of color, and that was back in like 1971 or something like that.
Yeah.
So to represent the diversity that is in New Bedford was a beautiful thing. A lot of the younger kids really took a liking to me, and that was one of my greatest things about being Miss New Bedford is I think there were 22 at the time. There were 22 public schools, and I'd been to like 19 and talked to. My platform was all about school and all about education. So I made sure I put my face out to all the schools to let them know, give them someone to look up to, and especially being a woman of color,
And
little girls can look up to that.
Right. And what's good too is as you being a role model, because you're not only beautiful, but you speak very well. You conduct yourself very well. I mean,
Thanks.
A lot of people should take heed and learn from that.
Thank
you know what I mean? So.
And having the pageant, I didn't. It might have been like I know it's something I carried too when I was younger, because when I was in high school, like I said before, I was like super shy. I never put myself out there. But we had this competition in show choir, and I had a solo by Natalie Cole. I think it was called Party Lights, and I had a solo in that song. So I sang my solo, whatever. Then it was time for the awards, and they were like, the best female vocalist from New Bedford. And I looked over to the girl next to me because she had a solo too. I'm like, you won. And they were like, Marlena Johnson.
Wow.
And I was like, because I just never believed in myself.
Right.
I didn't even think that it could be a possibility that I could win the solo award. And that was like the same thing for Miss New Bedford. When they were like narrowing it down, they did the third runner-up, the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and then looking around, I'm like, who's gonna win? Not even thinking it was gonna be me.
Oh, that's incredible.
And then they call my name, and it was just like, I never thought. And then my life literally changed. It was the best year ever. Miss New Bedford prepared me for everything.
So you had to do a lot of traveling.
I did a lot of traveling in the community. Yes, I think I did in total over 160 community appearances that year. And then I got third runner-up at Miss Mass, which was amazing. And then right after that, I booked my job in London in the Michael Jackson tribute show in the West End. So if I didn't have the experience as Miss New Bedford, being on stage so much, dealing with the community, preparing for like a large competition, like a state competition. Potentially, I was wanting to be Miss America, which is like, that's TV. That's the real deal.
Yes.
That's what I really wanted, but that wasn't in my cards. I got third runner-up, and I didn't understand how much of an incredible achievement that was. It took me a little bit.
Yeah.
But looking back, I was third runner-up to Miss Mass, my first state pageant, and I can be proud of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when you went to London, talk to me about that experience.
London was awesome. Well, my sister, Samantha, was a female lead in a Michael Jackson tribute show that they perform all over the world. I've done some traveling, but Samantha literally has traveled everywhere: Malaysia, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, like everywhere, performing in this Michael Jackson show. So they were looking for more girls, and she recommended me, and that's another blessing of having Sam. Like, she's gotten me a few jobs, a few opportunities, because if she's not available, she knows that she could recommend me or my younger sister Kelsey, and so that's how that job came about. I auditioned for them and everything, and I went there to the West End, which is kind of like London's Broadway.
Okay.
High-end theater, and it's a Michael Jackson tribute show, and I was on study for the female lead. So I'd probably go on 1 to 3 times a week, but I'm there as the cover, just in case like the lead, for some reason, she wasn't feeling well, or she needed to take a couple days off, because that's 8 shows in a week. So I was the understudy there, which honestly looks so amazing on the resume. For people who know that West End is Broadway in London. So that was a blessing. Definitely a blessing. And I actually understudied Trinice Cobbins, who was she made like top 4 American Idol, like season 2 or something like that. So,
wow.
Yeah. I love London, and they love Americans.
Now, did you find it difficult? I mean, you picked up and went to London.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like 21. I was young. And it was like more difficult, like the holiday, like, okay, Christmas, I'm not with my family.
Right.
But more so towards the end of the experience, when I was like, I'm ready to pay a visit home to my family. So it did get lonely after a while, even though my sister ended up coming to visit me because she was on tour. When the tour ended, she came to London to spend some time with me. But yeah, it did get lonely. And I actually had the opportunity to go back to the show. They were going to do a tour of Europe. Forget the exact places, but it would just be too difficult with my child.
Right.
You know? I think that time for me has passed that right now, unless I can, have somebody to assist me with my child to go on tour. I could definitely see myself touring again.
Yeah.
But it's just, at that time, it wasn't going to work.
Now, when this pandemic goes away, which hopefully will have some type of normalcy, will you be performing around here locally?
I definitely would. I would like to, yeah. Even before the pandemic hit, I was performing with a band called Diamond Dust, Paul Newby, Grace, and Joe Medina.
Joe Medina?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, we actually had steady gigs.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit and all that. And I was doing that. We did a trio, and then we had Kelsey, my sister, come. So it was the 4 of us, and we were sounding pretty tight. And we were doing 1 to 2 gigs per week. But then all this happened, and yeah. But yeah, I'd like to pick back up, and then the wedding season's coming back, and I'd love to do more music videos. I'd love to do a Marlena show. I would love to just headline my own show, like, on a nightly basis, like, you know what I mean? Like something like in Vegas, like you go see Mariah every night, and that's like goals to be that sought after, that somebody would come buy a ticket to watch me sing for an hour and a half. That would be like, that would be wonderful. And I would do my 7 shows a week, or 5 shows, 6, whatever it is, every night. That's what I would love to do.
I bet you're going to.
I hope. I don't know where. I've been thinking about moving. So I'm weighing out my options. do I want to move to a bigger market? I can stay around here, but I'm kind of itching to move to a bigger market.
With that talent, it might definitely benefit you. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Again, I just trying to get more of a. Let me see. What would you like to do to promote yourself? Because right now the show's gonna be watched pretty far. So what can you do to promote you?
You want me to sing?
I mean, maybe we can maybe play some of your music. Maybe.
I warmed up.
All right, she can do that though. All right. All right, hey, we're in for a treat, y'all. We're in for a treat.
I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm not warmed up, but all right. What can I sing? All right. Hold on, let me get in the zone. Hold on, brain fart. Hold on, what can I sing? Oh my gosh. I have something specific.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'll sing one of my go-tos. Turn down the light, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lie. Just hold me close, don't patronize, don't patronize me. I can make you love me if you do. You can make your heart feel something it won't here in the dark. And he's gonna want. I love that song. Yeah.
That is. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Wow, I'm speechless, man.
I love creating moments and just like getting in the zone. And sometimes I close my eyes and I feel bad. I'm like, I should be looking at the audience. So I'm gonna start working on that more, is like opening and like looking. But there's just something about getting lost in a song, and that's when I feel like I'm really singing from my soul. Because even like right there, I was just kind of lost. You know what I mean? Creating a moment.
That was one hell of a moment.
Thanks.
You made my day. Wow.
I had a brain fart at first. I'm like, getting put on the spot, but I want to share with everyone.
I think you made your point.
Okay.
No doubt about it. I think you're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Wow, that's special.
Thanks.
Now, the two videos I saw of you, the upbeat one, I forgot what the name of that one is.
Was it a music video? Yeah, that's special.
That is special.
Yeah. Jordan and I wrote that. He took the lead.
What?
Yes, we worked really well together.
That was awesome. That was nice. That was.
I love that, and that actually was we actually bought that track. Most times we make our instrumentals in house, but there was just something funky about that, and we really connected with it, and we probably wrote it in 2 days. It took us 2 days to record. We had it mixed, and I love that song.
You want to introduce him?
Jordan. He's a great partner to have, because he has a good ear and he has patience.
Yeah.
And he doesn't just hit the record button. Right. He actually, cares about the outcome, and he puts in the time. He cares about my music just as much as I do. So, and that's good to have that support.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. But I mean, with that voice, I mean, how could he not? You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. How could he not? That is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, it's even better live. I'm telling you right now.
But yeah, places are opening back up around here. I suppose I could put the word out, try to get a couple beers.
We can put the word out.
Yeah.
We can put the word out.
We got the whole setup.
Yeah.
So I come with sound. So it's not like you need to hire someone to do sound. We got the whole thing. We got the whole shebang.
Well, I'm gonna do everything in my power to help, some of y'all dreams come true.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I got a big mouth and I know a lot of people, so I'm gonna do whatever I can to do. So
all right. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice. Yeah, it is. You made my day. So
thank you.
That was good. That was good. We got a few more minutes. We got about 4 or 5 minutes. You want to sing another song, or you want to? Whatever you want to do. It's your time. Say what you want to do. Do what you want. It's all about you.
Now it's my turn.
It's your turn. Do what you want. You want?
Well, actually, yeah.
I have a question.
Good question.
What place has meant the most?
Yeah.
Good question.
What was the best experience? What was you walking
Wow, that's a really good question. Something I never even thought about.
Wow.
Wow. I'm thinking because it comes down to New York City or London. Because the inspiration that I feel when I'm in the city, when I'm in New York City, there's like an inspiration that just takes over me. That makes me feel like I just want to be here and I want to work here and I want to be creative here and I feel like I can be myself here. And that's why I love being in London as well, because I just felt like I could just be whoever I wanted to be. And sometimes when you're in your hometown, and everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is.
Seeing everybody from high school, like.
I know your uncle.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, and if they don't, they know their cousin.
Right.
So it's tight knit here, and I'm, being in another place like New York City or, even Boston for me. I've always had a connection to Boston, but just being in that bigger market, that more of a fast pace, that it really sparked something inside of me. So if I had to choose one, I couldn't. I can't. New York City.
Did you ever perform at the Apollo?
I have not.
Oh,
no, I have not.
Wow.
I should have, right? Back in the day.
Yes. Well, I mean, not because of the pandemic,
right.
But yeah, they definitely still do it. Yeah.
Oh, I hope they don't boo me.
I don't think ever. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, that's a bad day. I've had some bad days, but.
The other thing was
Go ahead.
I've always traveled. What's the most random place you've seen Buffalo Fall River?
I don't think it's ever happened. No? Sometimes I'll be watching TV, like Forensic Files. They had an episode that took place in Westport, and then they showed.
I didn't know that.
But as for like me traveling and then just running into a little bit of home, nowhere, not that I can remember. Wow.
It's like what?
Yeah.
Somewhere we went.
Yeah. They got some stuff. They had this documentary on Netflix that they did an episode, and it had to do with like the fishing port in New Bedford. So it's cool that we're definitely on the map. Like New Bedford's on the map.
We're
sure.
Huh?
Documentary.
Yeah, on the fishing guy.
Yeah, it's like some.
Yeah.
We got about 2 minutes left.
All right, we got new.
It'd be not on this one. It'll be on the one at home, I guess. On his. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna have great comments. I know that for a fact.
Actually, after we leave here, we have a session in the studio.
Wow.
Yeah, we have to complete this one song that I think would just be perfect for what's going on, in the world right now. The song's called Unity. And it actually features Jordan on it as well. So
okay.
That he can get his voice out there, even though he doesn't like to. But it's a powerful song, and I think we've been sitting on it for almost a year. So I think it's time that we finish it up and send it off to get mixed and put it out.
I know that there'll be a banger. I know that. I'm not even worried about that. But time is up.
Thank you.
Again, Marlena, I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm honored and privileged. And like I said, I'm going to do whatever I can, to make your dream become a reality. I want to thank my man over here. And I want to thank Baldy's podcast, for allowing me to also be on the show, as well as I-95 Sports Network Live on Blackjack TV. Again, I want to thank my girl for coming on, making my day. You all have a good day and stay safe and stay blessed. Good night, everybody.